All right, here we go. 1995 Dodge Dakota. It's been a minute since I've made a video, so forgive me. But I knew I had to make a video on this because in order to replace the blower motor or to get into the blower motor, generally on these trucks, you have to take apart like the entirety of this dash. I found out there's only basically one video that I saw online of this, and the guy, this was all cracked. And I was like, I wonder if you basically just cut that part if you can get to it, if you can get to the blower motor and all that much easier. And you can. I just took a Dremel and just cut this piece of plastic right here. There's also another spot up underneath here, just like an inch of plastic is all that you'd have to cut. You could probably get away with cutting it with like a razor blade or something. It'd take you a while, but a little teeny tiny Dremel would work good, or an angle grinder. Just be kind of careful. You can see that this little spot right here is where the arm goes. There we go. The arm goes for your jockey box. So anyway, basically those are the screws to get the blower motor out. The plastic piece, this piece, these screws are the ones basically that just go right here. You know, there's what, 6 of them, 5 of them, something like that. Now the reason I'm taking this apart, you can get to the blower motor right there. It's really not that hard. There's a vacuum cylinder out right here. Thought I left it in the garage. There's this. You've just got to kind of loosen those up. And then there's 2 vacuum lines, one on top over there you got to pull off. But actually really easy to get to outside of, not having to take out all the dash. But the reason I'm back in here is because it smells like mouse crap. And if you have one of these trucks, you know that these don't have a cabin air filter. This is basically your cabin air filter that sits about right there. I think it doesn't really do a lot. It's on a swivel. And so, even then a mouse could chew right through it. It's nothing. As a matter of fact, you can see daylight up through there. So I thought that initially up there had just filled up with mouse crap, and that's where I was getting the smell from. And then I see this one video online, YouTube, of a guy that had taken this all apart, and it was a pain in the butt for him. And basically all of this in here was filled, as a matter of fact. But it's more or less kind of back in here. I wonder if I could turn on my light, and you guys could probably see it better. There's, all that kind of jammed up in there. I can actually reach my hand back in there and just grab in between my fingers that. So that's just basically full back in there, so I got to get a vacuum in there and finally clean this out, because it was starting to make me sick of driving this thing around and it smelling like mouse crap, and you can actually get sick from doing that. Anyway, just knew I had to make a video on this because it made it 10 times easier. This has only been maybe 20 minutes is all, so good luck.